Welcome everyone to the latest show of the Monday kickoff with the Real Benchwarmers. We're shooting on a Saturday today because of the Champions League final. It's a big day. The City men, they finally climbed the hurdle. We thought they couldn't do it, but the happened.
No, get out
Treble.
of here.
We gotta talk about that. There's more to come. We're gonna talk about some of the transfers. West Ham won the Conference League.
Yeah.
What Tuchel is doing in Bayern. Davis to Madrid and all those big transfers, but there's nowhere else to start.
Please.
But the UCL final. Talk to us, sir.
Wow. I'm coming today not as just me, but as a treble winner.
Oh no.
As a UCL winner this year. You know what I mean? I spoke on this before the UCL was that far. I talked about the Prem when everybody doubted City that they would win it, and now they made it come true. Now there's one thing that is right and one thing that is wrong if you say as a Manchester City fan. One thing that you for sure felt during the game is that we might lose. If you said you had no fear in that game, you're lying right now. You understand? Boys came to play, the Inter that I'm talking about, and City were kind of shaky a little bit in the beginning because of the fear too. So you have to acknowledge that their presence was felt and they played. So I give them that. But then again, you're talking about the people that humbled the current champs. The reason why the final is exciting in the first place because we took them out with style.
It's
too.
not an exciting final, man.
So it's like the idea of the final. The reason why it was exciting is because Madrid is not there. Who was responsible for knocking them out? I'll let you answer that.
Fair.
There's nothing that you can say now outside of the pitch about a City fan. You know what I mean? Everything else that you have to say or point at them is going to be outside of the field. But in the field right now, they are arguably the best team in the world right now. Period. On this time. Say what you want to say, but on this time, in this moment right now, they are one of the best teams in the world. Period.
I'm going to just say, at least none of our teams have gotten relegated before.
Bro.
I'm so hurt.
That's crazy. Okay, but like you said, it was not like a straightforward game for City.
Yeah.
And Inter, they came with a pretty good game plan, and the pressing high, like we anticipated them to like sit back and soak in the pressure.
But they didn't. They came to play.
They came to play, which is impressive. If they converted some of their chances. Lukaku, bro.
Lukaku, man.
Lukaku, come
and
on.
One thing I was about to say is that Inter did well with that because the tactic of what do you call this? Sitting back, basically Mourinho.
Parking the pass.
You
wanted to say something about that?
The thing about that thing is it doesn't work if you're gonna train a week before the final. It works for a team that depends on it during the season. So the reason why your Mourinho's and your Simeone, Diego, right?
Yeah.
The reason why they succeeded is because that's their only plan. Like we've been playing like this the whole season. You know how to do it. But if you're gonna come to a team and you're like, oh, 1 week later we're gonna train sitting back and watching and you're not playing your own game, it won't work.
Yeah.
So it was good for Inter to come and play.
I will say defensively for most of that game, other than that period leading up to the goal, Inter shut out your entire midfield.
Oh, absolutely.
The middle of the field was not able to be played in.
Arguably the wings
Grealish.
too.
Even the wings, yeah. But Grealish and his diving helped a little bit cool down your wings. Because I was hoping what's his face, Dumfries, would use that left side and ruin City through it. But
I've seen a couple of times Grealish tracking back, trying to help out. So Dumfries didn't really have a lot of freedom going forward.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was a game of chances. Because if Lukaku scores, he had 2 chances which he could convert, and we have a different.
He blocked another chance.
Chance is very unlucky, and hopefully he's not getting abused. But
he's
listen. I already went to his media. I saw a monkey.
I was about to say.
So the rest is history from now on.
The emojis are coming. The
Foden.
And it's
if City did not win that UCL,
Foden had a problem with Foden.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You can't play that well and make the run and make the space 1v1 with the keeper and make that decision. Poor.
Yeah, I don't know why he passed that in, because he could have gotten it across the goalkeeper. Like a shot, excuse me.
I think a little bit of it is like being out of rhythm. So he hasn't been playing, and then you suddenly throw him into a UCL final because De Bruyne gets hurt. It's a lot for a kid. And we're not just talking about an experienced player who knows how to do this consistently. We're talking about a kid. Sure, one of the best generational talents we've seen. But he's going to obviously make mistakes that are like that.
Another day, and no Haaland goal in a big game.
I knew this was coming. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
And we'll take that, rightfully so. Like I said, Haaland was to come as an asset, not a hero in our team. And he still stays the highest goal scorer in the Prem. And I think he is against
Bournemouth.
He is in the UCL too.
Well.
But when the knockoffs came, how many contributions did he have?
Nobody has had something like contributions more than the other, because even if you look at De Bruyne, today he wasn't there, Rodri was there. And the day before it was Gundogan.
Rodri contributed against Bayern. He scores against Bayern another long range.
That's 1 goal.
2 goals now.
That's fine.
That's
fine. Who's the top goal scorer in UCL right now?
But you gotta.
It's Ronaldo.
It's Ronaldo. No, Ronaldo where?
UCL.
No, I'm saying like as in like this one, the one that Ronaldo didn't play in actually.
I don't know. We'd have to look.
Wow, that was shade, bro.
We'd have to look. But I'm saying I did put that question again before. I'm like, this man is not scoring in these big games where he should be expected to score.
Yeah.
That's just. It's gonna be there. If you're not converting, it's gonna be questions.
And I'm okay with that because they keep marking him as the danger man. So you're doing your job when you're marking Haaland.
Yeah.
The minute that you forget about him, he's going to harm you as he has been.
And I think that's under a Pep team, it's expected. Unless you're Messi, you're not going to ever really be a main guy on Pep's team. So it's expected that Haaland is just a pawn in this game, in those big games. Let them focus on you. Because the same thing happened in the FA Cup final. United focused on Haaland, shut him out. Gundogan steps up. You know, Bayern shut him out. What they call this? He did score eventually, but Bernardo Silva is the one that steps up. Rodri steps up. You know, it's the same thing. City just have too many options all over.
So now City has a treble.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep poking holes in your little history. Nothing left.
City now has a treble. What you gotta say? Like, you guys have nowhere to run. Going forward.
Like I said, at least my team has not been relegated. At least my team did not lose 8-1 to Middlesbrough. At least my team did not need to buy our trebles.
6-something this season.
Not to a small team. Big teams sure have ruined us.
Oh, this guy's 7-0.
We lost 7-0 to Liverpool and we lost 6-3 to this thing. Brentford is the only close, likely small middle table team that can say, "Oh, we've smashed United." The likes of City, Borough can still. You play a game against Borough in the cup, they can sing that against you.
6 on y'all, but like
they put 6. We put 3 back.
Come on, that doesn't even count at that point. Let's stop playing.
I will say seriously, as a football fan, congratulations, because this is history. In all fairness,
they're writing it right now.
They're writing the history. They're doing it now. But as a United fan, yours can eat dirt. That's the I can say.
Take that.
What are you saying about oil money using?
Oh yeah. This is not 1990, bro.
Get out of
where
here.
you need academy players and growth. No. Listen, that's not gonna help you anyway. 2023, you need the money to sign the right players to get the progress.
What does this world become, man? You don't want to develop your players no more.
This 2023, 80 million gets you Maguire.
That's true. You know
how much would have in 1990 80 million?
Oh, bro. Eric Cantona was.
The whole squad.
You know what I mean? Was £1 million at the time. He was the highest.
That's crazy.
Premier League signing at that time. That's some madness, man.
Yeah, man.
Roy Keane, highest Premier League signing.
Go to Saudi, hit him up, get that oil money, get the right players, get the right coach, make it work.
Which I mean, we'll talk about that in a second with United going on.
Let's hear your last remarks about the game, and then we can move on.
Hey man, we won. Manchester City are writing history right now, and that's what I like. Like the history that other players had the privilege of having is being written right now.
Yeah.
So if you come at a Manchester City fan, you can come about the history. You can't come about the now.
Present.
The
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
They have the UCL now. What's another excuse?
Do you
want to ask how many?
How many? Yeah.
I want to chat about the coach, Ferguson.
Oh.
Yes. He's crying wherever he is right now, isn't he?
Nah. He's
Just
solidified
one
this.
other thing. Minus.
He solidified himself already.
Statistically, he has the
Pep
stats.
is coming. He even said he told Madrid today is like we're coming.
He's coming for you, yeah.
But it's gonna be a journey though for us at least.
Yeah.
I know 13
UCL. Well, it's still a journey for
it's gonna be a journey for
us.
us too.
Because
yeah, they have
Premier League, they're not catching us anytime soon.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
But the thing is, City fans, please still respect your elders. Because I seen before the game they were interviewing a bunch of City fans, and some City fans they were like, "Oh, so who do you think is better, Pep or Fergie?" And he goes, "Who's Ferguson?"
Calma.
No.
Ferguson?
I think you gotta pick your arguments in this case. If you're gonna go about history, City is not going to win that argument.
not exactly.
alright? So yeah, pick your battles. Know who you're talking to. But if you're tracking progress and how quickly each got to where they are,
That's a different.
that's a whole
conversation,
different
yeah.
conversation. That I will win.
But that
like,
conversation has a lot of factors. With
that is true.
Yeah.
That is true. But
You know?
it's still an argument to be had.
It's still, yeah.
Just like the history thing that like he has had
He has
time
this,
and yeah.
exactly.
So
I agree.
All right, let's move forward, fellas. Moyes wins Conference League with his team. Was it 2-1, right?
2-1, yeah.
Let's hear a little
Jared
bit about
Bowen. Bowen pulled up. Is a boy that we've liked for a second. He's not always. He's not gonna be a superstar
Nah.
in a big team. But let's be honest about it. Let's be honest about it.
imagine hearing that as a professional player. Yeah.
But you got to be realistic. It's like when we're talking about Trossard at Brighton, he's a superstar, but at Arsenal, he's coming off the bench. He's a utility player. Yes, he's still shining, but he's a
Yeah.
utility player. I see Bowen as that. If Bowen goes to City or United, something like that, he will come off the bench and play well.
Yeah.
He just won't be a superstar. And he pulled up on what was it, Wednesday, and played well.
Fiorentina.
Got them the goal to win the
Yeah.
league, and then obviously this is a good feeling for them. Since last season they couldn't do it for Europa, and this season they were this close to getting relegated. So it's a good big up. We stayed in the league. We've won a trophy. Moyes is proving everyone wrong about their feelings about him from United days, and then their feelings about him this season, because obviously they struggled this season. So I think it's big ups to them. Big ups to them.
You had some comments for Moyes?
Yeah, for me, I mean that game, good on them for winning. It's like isn't it the first in 40 years, like
Yeah.
a major trophy, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
it's
good
been
for
a
them.
second.
And it's the second time Moyes is doing something great for that team.
Yeah.
However, there was a comment that bothered me. They said that we should count Moyes as one of the best coaches
Nah.
of all time.
Nah.
And
All
I'm
time.
like, do not forget the shambles because the
United.
downfall of United. The
Yeah.
downfall of United.
He was right
he
there.
birthed it. He
was
gave
staring
birth
it.
to the shitty United he is right now.
If
He gave birth to that team.
But he had a difficult
he
hand.
had a-
He had a hard
he
hand.
did.
It is
He
true.
was a tough hand, dog.
Listen, he was selected by Ferguson.
By Ferguson.
Ferguson didn't want
Handpicked.
anybody to precede him.
But-
He didn't say, "I don't want somebody who's gonna do well like Pep."
Nah.
No, I want the guy that like
No, he had
nobody-
merit. He had
he
merit.
had merit behind him. This is the
On a
part
big team,
where I
though?
would argue for Moyes. This is just me playing devil's advocate, by the way. There's no way in earth I'm saying Moyes is one of the greatest managers ever. But up until Moyes came to United, Everton is the only basic team that has never been relegated. Moyes literally drew them out of fighting for relegation area to now they're competing with teams. They're hoping for top 6. They're hoping for top half of the table.
Yeah.
Remember there was a period Steven Pina, what's his name? Mario Fein. I know you like that one.
Bring it out.
They had a period, Kevin Morales, they had a period where they had players playing under Moyes that just, Fellaini was...
Did Rooney ever play on the Moyes?
Rooney
Yes,
played
he
under
did.
Moyes. Moyes is
Yeah.
going to pull Rooney out of the academy, There's little things where you can say, okay, Moyes, you're a good middle table manager. You're one of the best middle table managers in the
Glad
Premier
you
League
mentioned
history.
that because the same way that we say players have levels, there's
There's levels to
steady
managers.
Eddies, there's hard workers in the stars. I think he, you know what I mean, he's
He's
not
somewhere
quite
there,
there,
he's
but
not there.
he's chill in the middle.
Yeah,
Don't tell me
I
about
agree.
the best coach in the world.
I think Moyes falls into that Sean Dyche,
Maybe a little bit over.
maybe a little over.
higher.
I won't put Moyes in a Bielsa category, but I'll put him
Yeah.
maybe under them
Under
and
them.
right before the Sean Dyches of the world.
And what's this other guy, the Leeds guy
The-
that just...
Jesse March?
No, the old man who came to save him.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. What's his face? Sam Allardyce.
Allardyce.
Big
I was
Sam.
kind of
He's
shunned out.
kinda, yeah.
It's
Allardyce, actually, I would even put Allardyce below them because Allardyce, Roy Hodgson, there's certain managers that they just bring in to save the club,
save the day,
and then they
yeah.
sack them after. And those are the kind of managers that are at the bottom
that's
there.
cool. Like Lampard.
My God. All right. West Ham, they released a statement that they're letting Rice go.
Yeah,
Like, okay.
about time.
Where should he go, fellas? We got to talk about it.
Oof.
I seen Arsenal has a good
Arsenal's
interest.
sniffing.
Yeah, Arsenal got some interest.
With the Partey problems off the field, it will be a
Yeah.
good signing for them.
But Arsenal also want Casado, though. So
I saw that
who's they
too.
going to do it?
The thing is, signing both, and I've seen most people talk about this. like, oh, Rice and Caicedo, or Rice, and we United fans, Rice and Casemiro. But Rice is actually very, very good as an 8. And
For
so
real?
is Caicedo. Watch him. Rice has the
He
look
has
at the
a
stats.
run.
He
Yeah,
has
but
the run on
I
the
haven't
ball
seen him at an 8. He's always holding for me.
because West Ham need that.
Yeah.
But Rice, when you watch him play, driving the ball forward, I think in my head, my rating, only Pogba in the world is better than him
Yeah.
at picking up the ball and driving forward without anyone touching him. Caicedo is the same like that. So you can bring those guys into teams that already have set 6s and play them alongside them as an 8, especially games like against City where you need
Yeah.
to more aggression in there. You know,
But then you'll need like a bit of creativity from them,
you
though.
will, you will lack that a bit, but.
Yeah.
Caicedo has some creativity. I'll say whichever team wants the creativity in that midfield, you guess Caicedo. If you
Yeah.
want a Mount level
I
type
think
player,
Chelsea might be
Rice.
interested in Rice too, actually.
How
actually,
many
you
more
know
players
who,
are they gonna buy?
you know
bro?
who really
Bro.
wants Rice?
Who?
Bayern. Tuchel has been in love with Rice for the past
For
season.
real?
Yeah. So there's
Nah, I
reports
don't
of
think
him
he's leaving
working
the
up
Prem.
a deal.
I don't think he's living in the Premier League. Just not a chance.
This is not a chance to leave the Prem, you think? But he could be in the
Nah.
Champions League straight away.
He's got chances. Like he's basically has a blank check. Like
He does,
on the
yeah.
top 6 teams.
That's true.
Like,
City won't go for him. 'Cause
City won't. Yeah.
Nah.
Tottenham. I don't know who
Yeah.
wants to go to Tottenham.
So we count that as a top team.
Well, they got the money to pull him. That's
So
the,
yeah, I'm thinking Arsenal, Chelsea,
United maybe. Even
maybe
then,
United.
Casemiro,
But I don't know
why
if
not?
you guys will. Ownership staff is gonna
Ownership
contribute a
will
lot
stop, yeah.
because funds. It's probably gonna be 80 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be a bit of a bag. Another transfer I want to talk about real quick: Kovacic to City. There's a bit of chat about that.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's gonna play as a double pivot because or maybe a play when Rodri is being rested,
Maybe.
or maybe as an 8.
Probably as an 8 because they're
Yeah.
looking for someone to replace Gundogan.
Yes.
Oh,
So
true,
it
true,
could
true.
be
That was
that
his last
replacement
game
for
today.
Gundogan.
For
The only
City.
thing I see though
Pretty
is
quiet game. But anyway,
pretty
But yeah,
very
yeah,
quiet
yeah,
game.
Yeah.
The one, I mean,
Captain wasn't captaining
Captain,
today for
yeah,
sure.
he didn't really show up. But the situation where I don't think it's a good idea for City is if you're replacing Gundogan with him, Kovacic is in his prime right now, which means you're giving him a 3-year contract, and after that, you're sending him off on his way.
And that is fine. There's money for
I
that.
forgot that you
I think
guys
we're
are
used
just
to that,
oil
yeah.
money and just
And the
do
thing
it.
is, what I feel, yeah. Madrid, you see, Madrid and
Madrid
I
and
know that
City just
different.
waste money, man.
Man,
And
just
one
take
is
what you
there,
can get.
and then take him out, and
Yeah.
and they usually pair that with a young player,
With the-
if
yeah,
you notice, so
that's
that
true.
suck up all you can, take him out,
Take
put
him
the
out,
young
put the young
player
guy in there.
next up.
But it pains me to say this though, but I've been waiting since Foden came into the scene. I've been waiting for him to get that chance in the midfield. David Silva was there. David Silva is leaving. Okay, play Foden in midfield. Nope. Gundogan,
Listen.
Bernardo Silva, someone else.
He is good, this boy, but the only issue is I don't see him being like in control. He likes to move forward with the ball,
True.
likes to be dangerous all the time. He's not the control
Control
the pace,
tempo and pace.
send dangerous passes. You know what I mean? He's like a good attacker, maybe as a 10 behind them,
Yeah.
but he will not like be De Bruyne or Gundu or like no.
You don't think
not
that's
for
something
City.
Pep could coach into him?
Or it'll take so much discipline.
probably
from the
could
boy.
though, because Pep has been with the kid now for how long?
For a
5
couple-
years.
5 years now.
He's
And he
the
still
one that
hasn't,
changed him into the what he
refined
is
him to
today.
exactly what he wants.
No, but that's because Pep has moved him outwards, right?
He did move him out because then refine him to be a middle player, to play in the middle. Let
I
him
see what he's saying,
Yeah.
but I think Foden was something else before he became what he is now.
Yeah.
As that
Yeah,
guy.
he's always
So,
been good on the ball, like going forward,
Oh,
running
yeah.
with the ball, turns and stuff.
His biggest thing is, I think exactly how Hope put it, because I've heard Pep talk about it before when he was first coming
Yeah.
out. It's
Yeah.
like he can't control the tempo. He can't. He just
His
wants to go, go,
decision
go, go, go.
making, yeah.
yeah.
And we saw it a little bit today too with some of the mistakes. But this is just personal preference because I think if you can tame the beast, Foden will be an amazing
Yeah.
8.
What is he now? How old is he? 23?
23, 22 now.
Maybe like when he's
Still
coming
continue.
season like 26, like
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
have to kind of start
Start
slowing down.
yourself.
Yeah,
Okay.
but like right now, that boy is just
Go, go, go.
Fellas, let's talk about another transfer to Liverpool.
Hey.
McAllister.
Perfect
It was
fit.
35 mil, which I feel
35
like was undervalued a little bit.
oh, what?
Yeah, 35 mil.
I
Maybe it had to do with the
what?
contract.
World
Probably
Cup
contract
McAllister,
situation.
the new star McAllister.
But then you gotta remember, man,
Wow.
we're talking
Under Maguire,
Brighton.
This man will never stop using this man.
Yeah,
Maguire has a rating.
it has to be.
Nah, but it's good business, man.
But I expected him to go for more still.
How much?
At least maybe 60.
Realistically.
60, I think, would have
He's
been
definitely
good.
a 60 range player.
Yeah.
But you've also got to think, there's a lot of things that we may not be privy to yet. Behind the scenes, like certain add-ons that only kick in based
As
off what
stuff
Liverpool
goes
do.
on.
Yeah,
Still, that initial
That's a
price,
steal, though.
though.
35
that's a
is
good
a steal.
steal. It's a
You know what
great
I mean?
steal for them.
And I think it's going to be time for him to show himself to the world. Like, for real.
Oh yeah,
I still have a bit of questions around him. But I
as you
need
should.
Yeah.
Hey, listen,
As you should.
listen, we're with you in that. He's gonna be a perfect fit for Liverpool because I can see him being like another Henderson or another, maybe more
More
creative
than
and
that. More
better.
creative than
that.
yeah. But he's not gonna be like the star of the show. Like, oh my
yeah.
gosh, McAllister, we wanna be like you. No,
We need to.
Go for it.
I was just Lallana was saying he has like that Modric trade where he needs
I
to.
was gonna.
Yeah. We can go on.
With the Modric trade thing, right?
Yeah.
He needs to. He can control the tempo. I feel like he's a good hybrid. I wouldn't say Modric. I'll make him a hybrid of like Thiago and Henderson.
sure.
Right?
Okay.
He's got the engine in him, but he can also
Thiago
control
is-
the ball a
That's
little bit.
Tiago Finesse will control.
Control
Control.
of tempo,
Yeah.
That's
not
what
the
it-
finesse. That's that. His finesse level is slightly better than Hendo.
I was trying to
The control
hear what's
level
going
is
on.
Thiago, and that's where I
Okay.
can see Lallana's comparison
I
of
was going
him
to
and
say Modric is a
Modric.
little too much.
Modric is
sauce
too
to
high for
compare,
him. I
yeah.
think that's we give him a couple seasons. If he keeps
Works
going like
his
this,
way
we
up.
can then bring in the Modric
It's
comparison.
just McAllister.
So they're gonna
You
play McAllister, say like at an 8 or a 10. Then what they gonna do
I
with
think
this
they-
kid?
I think-
Gakpo, because it's not number 9.
Yeah, and this is where I think Liverpool is about to change the way they play because Firmino is no longer there. They need, and you could tell this season, they need a change in that midfield to attack.
Yeah.
Right? Salah is obviously going to be on the right wing.
Maybe Nunes can finally
Nunes will be on
fortify
the-
his
up
position
there.
as a 9.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Nunes will be the 9, and then McAllister will play behind him, and Gakpo will go out to the wings.
To the wing.
Because then you have Diaz and Jota who are coming in,
Yeah.
and they can do something always. But then you have someone who can create. You put a freaking Fabinho or someone else next to behind him. Then you have a double pivot. The old guys aren't exposed as much now.
True.
So he's
And he
going
can
to
play
be
better.
expected to be the magician, like the
I
passer.
think
the
that's what's going to
Final
happen
pass?
with him.
Oh my
yeah.
lord! Yeah, I was about to say. I thought maybe as an 8, like kind of working with that, but I think they need another, like a true
A true
display.
creator.
Yeah.
Because the only problem
Not
I see with that
McAllister,
is money.
Sure.
Any real
funds.
creator that's available,
Yeah.
Liverpool don't have the funds for him. So you either, like, what's the word? Surrender to the fact that McAllister and Gakpo will be your main creators for the next season, or you literally go broke and go pull
I mean,
out
if you're
something
running
like
like that Liverpool play and you're like on top of your opposition most of the
opposition,
time,
yeah.
Yeah.
you don't really need a lot of
creation.
creativity.
Yeah,
Just
honestly.
get them, bam.
Facts.
They
You know what I
never
mean?
really had that.
Because they never, Firmino was their main creator for the longest period.
But then
you know?
with that, the handle and like the middle was always people that were ready to work
to work,
with
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
is McAllister that guy? I don't
McAllister
know.
will work.
He's
Okay.
probably
'Cause-
gonna put in a shift, but he's not the fastest guy.
He's not the fastest.
Alright,
But
okay.
if you've seen what Pep was talking about Brighton and how they've grown, right? He said Potter came in and installed this mentality of like, we gotta grind. We will run more than you. We'll play better than you. And then Serbi came in and said, we're gonna control tempo,
Yeah.
Okay.
right? So McAllister already has that control tempo installed in him, but he also has that grind in him
Yeah,
from the
the work.
Potter days.
Fair.
So we'll see it, and Klopp already is gonna make any player in his team
Better,
a workhorse and better. So
I
we'll see
sticking
it.
around the same position. Tillemans to Villa.
Villa is a good
It's
move for
signing
them,
in
yeah.
there.
I like Tillemans.
The team's now finally like picking their.
Like in there, the shopping list is going on, baby.
You know what I mean? I know you guys wanted this man
I
for
wanted
quite some
Tillemans
time,
for the
and now he's
longest time.
available.
Yeah.
I mean, because Bruno is there, you don't want him.
I mean, I would have even brought him in and brought him as an
It's
8.
Casemiro and there's the third guy, Eriksen.
yeah.
Someone
Yeah,
is going
true,
to have to
true,
sit
true.
Someone
down.
will sit for him, which that's not the. And with Mount coming in, we can
Oh,
already see
Lord.
Eriksen sitting down
Oh lord.
True.
for him, and then you bring in Tillemans, you're just overloading it because we have to make sure we can sell Fred and McTominay to someone. They're on the transfer list, but who's going to want to pay their wages? Who's going to want to spend the money on
Bro,
that?
you're not getting
You know?
anything for either.
Hold up.
Sorry to say.
We can ship Fred off to Atletico Madrid. He fits their style. Just runner.
True.
Athletic, runner,
this team,
hustle.
they probably take him honestly.
I
Because
think he's going lower. Like he's not going
Higher
to
up.
no, he's Brighton. I don't know.
He won't
not even
defend Brighton.
like,
You have to play the ball to play Brighton.
I don't know who's coming back from. Is it Burnley?
Burnley's coming back. They could need a little midfielder,
They
but
need a
the company
striker.
plays. They need oh, hey, I feel bad for this because I actually like Fergus as a guy.
you set yourself up for that one. What was United thinking, bro?
Bro, it's just money. With this Glazer situation, it's too much. It's way too much money to have brought in anyone better. Like if you remember, towards the end of summer transfer window, we went for Arnautovic.
there's no way. There's no like other striker
There's
for like
no
20
one-
mil
Nah.
alone. There's no way.
And this is-
How many goals did he give you? 2?
Let's not talk about it.
Young 2.
Hey, he pressed and he
Richardson
won the
level
ball.
things.
There was that moment where he won the ball
Richarlison.
What's his name? What's the position he plays? Pressing.
pressing forward.
Pressing-
That's it.
They said he's what? There's a way they put it.
right.
Yeah. And attacking from the front.
Striker.
Defending from the front.
Yeah.
Forward was.
It's Virgos.
Joke.
We appreciate the effort. We United fans, leave these guys alone. We appreciate your effort. You did well. You gave us heart. You loved the team. You cried when we lost to City.
Oh my God.
We love you. But go back to Burnley.
Alright, for the sticking with transfers, let's go to the Bundesliga for a second.
Wait,
We're hearing men like Davis is charmed by Madrid.
Madrid is lining up
You know what I
something.
mean? And imagine, I saw this, like, imagine Vinny and
Davis
on the same
wing.
side.
The pace, the creativity,
yeah.
the dribbling.
Bro, you
Yeesh.
cannot be screwed.
Your right
I mean,
wing has to
that's-
be set if you're gonna survive
Yeah.
that. Like no, I can't even think. Vinny alone has been destroying every right back he's
By
gone
himself,
against.
really.
Imagine Vinny getting a chance to go inside, and then Davis is overlapping him with the pace Davis has too.
He could
I
be
mean,
trouble.
it's terrible either way because the attackers now they'll have to be pacey.
Yeah,
Like going this way is
beat him,
hard,
to
going
beat
that
him.
way is hard. There's just no.
Yeah, dog.
There's no getting
It'll be-
around that.
If
He
you get
deserves
if you
it,
get
though.
through the line, it's gonna be nice because Bayern signed freaking Guerrero
they
as a
signed
left
Guerrero.
back.
Yeah, as a left
Which you have
back.
to talk about these Dublin players who suffer on the heads of Bayern, and then they'll be like, "Oh,
They
sure."
just you can beat them, join them.
I mean, they choking, bro. That's a result of choking. I think
Yeah.
you'd retain more players if you actually could see the finish line. But now, when small things like this happen, where you have it on your hands and you drop it twice,
But doesn't mean go to the challenger, bro.
I think
if you wanna win it, next
Dang.
door, bro, they're partying next door.
to some degree, do you guys think the setup of the Bundesliga is what's hurting them? Because other than Leipzig, no other team is really
Absolutely.
like privately owned.
Absolutely.
Like your fans are
Yeah.
paying the money.
And I think they're not trying to fix the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
I think they just focus maybe on, at the very most, producing powerhouses that are going to compete in the UCL.
Yeah,
You know
that's
You know
literally
I
what
mean?
it
like,
looks
oh,
like.
Germany
to me.
It's
is
It's
you know
still
what I
at
mean?
least competing in
Yeah,
Europe,
they're
and
not
we're
trying.
happy.
Bundesliga, I don't think they care about
Which-
it, to be honest.
Because there's some teams coming up, like Union Berlin. There's a couple teams that have done well over the past seasons, but then you see all their players. Gladbach, and then their players,
Yeah.
their manager goes somewhere else. You know, it's like
It's kind of frustrating. Like, I get money though, but if you guys as underdogs want to put your name out there, maybe for 2 seasons or 3
Stick it
seasons,
out.
stick your players, hold your players in, and put in a good fight.
Royce has been sticking out for how many seasons?
no, but that's the
How
problem.
many?
though.
Look at me in the eye. How many seasons has he been sticking
Okay.
out with
Close to
nothing?
it.
I'm
11
asking
now.
for 5 years.
He's
Just-
given you 11.
No, but see,
Bruv, yeah.
think about Royce's situation. If the likes of Hummels, Subotic, Götze,
Stay.
Lewandowski, Blaszczykowski, all these guys decided we'll stay. The Bender twins, they decided we'll stay. Gundogan, they all said we'll stay at Dortmund. We don't want money. We don't want trophies. Let's win it together. Klopp stayed.
That's
a
asking
different
for
team.
A lot. These guys got families and they got pride.
But see, that's what was. You know how you say the joke like, oh, it's not the 1990s anymore. That's what Fergie's teams were. That's what Wenger's teams were. Like the players stayed and they built their team up,
worked out.
and then everything.
Loyalty is just not a thing, man. Like
It's tough.
2023, man. Come on.
It's tough. What were you saying about Tuchel? You're saying he's on a mission.
Oh yeah, no, he was looking to delete some guys and some heavy hitters. I mean, Sane, I didn't think he'd want to let go of Sane. There were talks that Sane, Gnabry, and Mane. He wants
Yeah,
nothing
Mane.
to do
The
with them.
attackers, straight up.
Do you understand?
I get the money whole situation, but Sane, bro.
I know.
There's a player in
I
there.
know.
There's a
I
player
know.
in there.
Even City, when they let him go, I was like, please no, but I'm like, I understand it's
yeah.
business, bro, nothing personal.
Even this past season for Bayern, he did play,
pulled up,
especially
yeah.
like the first little half.
Yeah.
He was
He needs to
contributing.
find a team. I don't know who, but a team that's gonna make him the priority guy. Like treat him.
Madrid.
You need a right winger, don't you?
This is your chance, then.
Nah.
Though.
I don't see Sané going to Madrid though.
Imagine, bro.
Imagine that.
I think he's
though.
been around a little too much
long,
for
yeah.
you to be attracted to him. But yes,
He's-
he was the guy for that.
If
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, if Sané was back at City, that's a different case. If
Yeah.
Sané was balling the heck out all season for Bayern, Madrid could have been interested. But now we're talking
Now,
about
there's a guy in
guy.
there. There's a player in there.
there's
I
a
like him.
player, but he isn't consistent enough.
But I feel like
for
he's
Madrid.
even. The attitude problem, people. He's
yeah.
fixed that a little bit. I feel like that's when he pulled up his socks this season. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna play.
You see-
I'm gonna run.
And you see his comments before they won the Bundesliga about Tuchel coming in and making his club like Chelsea or something like that.
I didn't see that. I didn't see
Oh,
that. But
Lord.
like, I didn't see attitude
Attitude
problems
in the
with him
field.
in the field.
Attitude in
Yeah.
the field has improved a
Yeah.
lot, but obviously off the field stuff, the Mane fights thing off the field,
Oh, shit.
the comments about the
Never
coaching,
mind.
little things like that.
There's a player in there,
There's a
but
player,
never
but
mind.
it's a lot to deal
Yo,
with.
he said Tuchel is trying to create a chance.
I seen
That's
something like that.
crazy.
And it was either Sané or I think it was
It's Sané,
It was
bro.
Sané that
It's
said
Sané.
that.
I don't
Nah,
see
but I didn't
that.
see his headline at all.
It was either Sané or Cancelo actually. One of
Cancelo.
those
It was
two came out and
Cancelo.
said Tuchel was trying to turn his club into Chelsea.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is that back then you could be a maverick, ball the heck out, and the coach would be like, I don't have the funds to go bring another guy,
Yeah.
so I will stick with his bad attitude and let the team play around him. Now, a team like Bayern,
Yeah.
pull out that check, bro. Get out, we'll get a check.
Cancelo complained about being taken out and not playing for one game.
And it was
Shit,
gone.
I told him, listen, go over there. We don't need you.
We don't need you
Then
anymore.
they'll win the treble without him.
Literally, bro.
So
Imagine
you
that.
gotta watch your attitude.
You can't.
What's this?
proud
Speaking
of
sticking
me.
with Bayern, I saw like some reporting that they let go of like Khan and the other guy.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Right after they won the
Yeah,
trophy
that was
for Khan.
wild, wasn't
Yeah.
it? I'm like,
But then they said Khan has like attitude. You know those olden day guys, glory
They
days.
were
yeah.
this thing. And even Bayern, Tuchel was actually, Bayern in general are just offloading everyone. Because Lucas Hernandez too is on his way out. Apparently they
He's
are
hurt.
trying to keep him
yeah.
as a option in case Davis goes. You need a second left back for
Yeah.
Guerrero. But
Oh yeah.
come on.
Oh yeah.
I feel like is there any transfer that was
Yes.
missed?
Berlin.
Ooh, Bellingham to
You're
Madrid.
supposed to-
How can I
You
forget
need
that?
to
Your
find
own
a
big
striker,
boy.
but we can talk about Bellingham.
Now
as
let's
well.
talk about the kid, because now we'll have Kamavinga, Chouameni,
Yep.
Bellingham.
That midfield.
That's gonna be nice, isn't it?
Valverde
it
is
is
still
nice.
in there.
And it's
Valverde putting in the shifts.
Modric and Kroos are tutoring those guys. Oh
Show
my
'em how to do
goodness.
They need a nine,
Who you're
bro.
missing though. Even in that midfield, before we get to the 9, Ceballos. I know you guys don't rate him much. Danny Ceballos, as an option,
I don't know who Ceballos is, but based on this, I don't want him to. Based on this reaction, I don't want him
Hey, remember he's a Real
we've
Madrid fan.
tried so long.
But there
we
is
shipped
some-
the kid out for a loan.
For a loan,
Go
Arsenal.
get yourself
He's done his
better.
stuff there though.
Yeah, there's something that is
There's-
not clicking
He's-
there.
I think it might just be the stage.
Yeah, there's
He just
something
can't
that's not
handle the
clicking. It's been
stage at the
3-4
moment.
seasons, bro.
Yeah.
Like, please.
But do you want another Kovacic situation where you're like, we don't want to try anymore, and then you ship him off, and then he turns into
That's
this
fine.
quality player?
That's
for
fine.
other
That
teams?
happens.
Big teams can afford it, trust me.
I guess.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
happens.
Why? He can look me in the eye and say this now.
Trust me.
Did you just see that? You look me there. Big teams can afford it. Trust
Yeah,
me.
they will.
Yeah.
I know how this
Yeah.
works.
Treble winners. Yeah.
But the interesting thing with Bellingham, there's been talks that they want to give him the number 7 jersey. I'm like, okay.
Chill. Chill.
They dribbles a couple of guys, and now they wanna.
I'm like, he wants number 22, but
Give him
the
his
club is
regular.
talking about giving him 7. I'm like,
It's
he's not
marketing.
even in the position.
It's marketing.
They're
That's
really,
all
yeah,
it
they're
is
trying
really
to
now.
work hard to
The kid's
to
19.
make him
cover the dirt.
I did see something some guy said on Twitter, and I burst out laughing. I couldn't stop. They were like, Bellingham is literally doing what all of us did on FIFA career mode. Start at freaking Birmingham at 17 and 19 Real Madrid. What?
I'm trying to think. Are we gonna keep him there the whole time, or maybe he might be tempted to finish his career in the Premier League?
He's English, right?
He's English. You might want to go back.
You know, it helps to be the skillful, outstanding guy as an English player. I think you quickly get attention because they have a significant lack of that.
Yeah.
Likes of Foden, likes of Bellingham, your Sakas, the guys that are creative. I think, I'm not saying it's easy, obviously. I'm sure it's hard in England and whatever, but you get instant attention the minute that you show something other than a workhorse that can kick the ball. You know what I mean?
But you gotta see through, not like Sancho, who was all those things.
Man. What's the other guy? Forget Sancho. There's the other guy. Oh man, he went to Tottenham. Just like
English boy.
I think so. Dele Alli.
That's a sad one.
Oh, you want?
It was an attitude thing.
Very bad.
It was an attitude thing.
You see that little this thing? When Mourinho was at United, Mourinho said
the training thing.
That was the Tottenham this thing. But Mourinho at United, the only advice Fergie gave Mourinho, because Fergie tries to stay away from the coaches, helps them out if they need it. The only advice he gave from Mourinho: go sign Dele Alli. By the time Mourinho was at Tottenham, it was like, this is not the same guy Fergie told me to go sign.
Nah, but that's a tough one. Like, it's one of those, when you think of like the bust, like players who had so much potential and didn't see through. He's definitely like top 5 in it.
He is definitely up there. Because the way he
top 3 actually
blew up quick in the Prem.
Rightfully so.
England
rightfully
straight
so.
away, you know?
Bam.
Yeah, but
he needs to. We'll see what happens to Dele Alli, because obviously he needs to find a new club. Besiktas don't want him. Also, can we talk about how his agent screwed him over? What kind of agent goes, you're struggling in the Premier League, let's take you to the country with the worst atmosphere for any player under pressure and put you in there
I don't
on
understand.
their best
He
team?
could have gone to some other teams.
Go to Bundesliga, get your confidence
He
back.
could have gone to like La Liga.
Ligue 1, somewhere else.
He's in
Besiktas,
what country is that even?
Turkey.
Bro.
Istanbul.
No, but seriously, have you seen the atmosphere in Turkey?
Istanbul.
They like bring like military brigade around the stadiums to make sure you don't get fucking killed.
Come on, bro. Damn. Okay, they played Everton, but still he could have found even a
somewhere. Go to Leeds somewhere.
That's wild.
Maybe nobody wanted
Get your confidence back. Maybe that's the case. But as agents, you can fight a little harder. Send him to Sweden.
There's no way.
Send him somewhere else.
Level team.
That's true. Because they wanted Maguire. So.
See, we'll get to the United stuff later. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, let's run through that quick, and then we're gonna talk about like top performance of the season.
Oh yeah, fair. United.
What's going on?
Fun stuff. So first and foremost, Qatar gave us a deadline. Friday. Accept our bid, or we're walking. Now here's what rumors that have been going around is that Jim Ratcliffe, because when he first came into the fight, Glazers complimented him in the media. He complimented the Glazers in the media. So definitely they already must have known each other from somewhere.
Yep.
There is talk that because he clearly can't afford owning United, he told them early on, I'll put investments into the club and leave you there.
As the face?
As the face.
Yes.
You can take a backseat, keep your dividends, keep everything. I'll just put this there and make me the face of this thing. Right? Glazers, being the greedy bastards that they are, were like, okay, let's hold a bid though. Let's see if any team, any group of marketing
to appease the fans?
I think to appease the fans as marketing to make themselves look good, and then if a team, if like Qatar or the Danish dude or the Finnish dude or anyone came in and said, we'll give you 10 billion right now. We'll give you. They wanted 6 billion up front. We'll give you 6 billion right now.
Do Glazers care about the team? Like,
they don't.
I can understand.
They
because
really
if you don't get this right now, it's gonna be screwed out for the next couple of seasons still.
Oh, dude, for a while.
10 years.
And this is the thing, is you could tell it was all about money. The moment the first bid came in, and Qatar, Ineos, which is Ratcliffe's group, and then the Finnish dude, they all put up close to 5 billion straight up first bid. The Glazers come out and say, we're thinking about staying. Members of the family don't want to leave United yet. They see it as a good investment opportunity. Because I'm pretty sure they heard the ideas. Because part of your bidding is not just, oh, we're going to give you this much money. You have to tell them what the plan is for the organization after. So they heard some ideas and they're like, oh, we can steal these ideas too and keep the team.
What's I started reporting that the PSG president has been in talks.
Has been trying to help them out.
What's going on there?
I think, well, if we're being honest, Qatar is kind of doing what Saudi is doing right now. They're trying to make teams state funded.
Yeah.
So get Qatar, the country itself, to own clubs all around the world.
But doesn't that guy have affiliations with City too? Like the
No, so he's I think City's Saudi, isn't it?
City is Saudi. It's not Qatar.
It's not Qatar.
No, it's
so
Saudi.
PSG and United would then be owned by Qatar if what's his name, Sheikh Mansour is you guys.
Yeah.
The Sheikh Al Khafif, whatever his name is, gets involved with Sheikh Jassim.
Yeah.
And they can hopefully get this deal through. But the thing is, the way it's looking, the Glazers and Ratcliffe have some backwater, back alley deal right now to screw United over and
that's
put us
crazy.
into the ground.
I pray that it actually collapses and that like the Glazers stay so that you guys tank more.
No, I
you will
can't take
become
it.
Arsenal one day.
I can't take that.
Bro, it's
I
tough.
can't
You
take
will
that.
become Arsenal one day.
That'll be a tough time.
And it probably
Alright.
helped that you guys won that little Mickey Mouse trophy. They're like, okay,
That's another big thing.
yeah.
If
And
you-
the problem is they're screwing off Ten Hag's reputation because this man has
He's
so much
grafting,
potential.
and he's grafting with
Manager.
the little that he has.
like nothing.
Yeah.
And he's putting in
He's
shifts.
grafting.
shifts, man. And that's the thing, is the players we're looking at for the summer, even someone like Mount, who 50 million at most we should be spending.
Yeah,
Chelsea want 80 million.
that's wild.
Granted, a different owner, Qatari owner, we can go and say,
Who's backing up
give us
Chelsea,
money.
man? There's a bag in Chelsea.
There's
This new guy.
the new guy, the bully boy, the American boy.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
They're
They
throwing
spent
out money,
like
bro.
600 mil.
Yeah,
He
casually.
spent a lot.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, a couple years down the road, they're gonna get transfer embargo. The way he's
Probably,
spending,
probably.
because
And
he's
then-
breaking a lot of financial fair play rules right now.
Oh my
The wild
gosh.
thing for me is the length of the deals.
Yeah.
That's a crazy, like 8-year
8-year
deals for the
deals.
jump. I haven't
And this-
seen that.
Oh, with the dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when Poch comes in, there's a bunch of those kids. He's going to be like, I don't want him here. Get rid of him.
Yeah.
But they're going to have to sell the likes of Loftus-Cheek, Mount, the likes of the actual
Pulisic,
Chelsea
the-
boys. Pulisic.
Pulisic.
They're going to put on the... They might
Those
even
boys
sell the
are
back
a
line.
little more marketable than Fred and McTominay.
Then Fred and McTominay. That's the big thing. Honestly...
Yeah, I heard AC is interested in both Loftus-Cheek
Loftus-Cheek.
and Pulisic.
Yeah. Loftus-Cheek would definitely already go to AC Milan. I think the deal is in the works. Pulisic, I'm not too certain that he will be one
Don't
of their
think he belongs
signings.
in Chelsea anyway.
He doesn't belong in Chelsea.
Yeah.
I see him getting signed by
That's-
like a freaking Everton or something and playing there on the Shondijk, right?
Like a
Midfielder.
I don't know. I
In a
just
for
4-4-2
Shondijk?
for Shondijk in a 4-4-2.
Bro.
Think about it. Let's be honest. Forget this American propaganda that Pulisic is some Captain America.
No, I
Pulisic
get
is a
it.
Dwight McNeil.
That's what like this move to Chelsea proved that he's not that guy.
He's not
Yes.
at
And
all.
hopefully they are aware about this.
Yeah, I hope so.
I think they're still
If
If
backing
not, we're
him.
letting you know now. Pulisic is not that guy, my guy.
I saw it in the World Cup that he's not that guy. for
Yeah.
me. I saw some moments and
Keep
I'm
putting
like,
little shift, bro.
you're going to put a shift as a pro player in the
Actually, yeah.
field.
Yeah,
But
you
it
have
was
to.
not, yeah, but it's not. It was not an enough shift. I feel like he could have actually taken them further
He-
if he
oh,
was
should
that
He
guy.
was that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
Sure.
really depended on him, really, for the most part.
We'll see how it goes, though. But a little back to United stuff. We're close to signing this kid from Atlanta. He's not Norwegian. He's Danish. Højlund.
Oh, that striker
He's
kid.
a striker,
Young.
clinical, youngin,
Fast
20,
too.
fast,
Should
strong
have
enough
done
to
that
handle his
first
own.
before.
And I think that would
But
be the
do-
best move rather than.
Is it enough to have a young, inexperienced striker
I think
for the whole season?
best case scenario, if we get enough money, we're bringing in another experienced striker with him.
Mm-hmm.
Worst case scenario, it's Martial and him. But the goal is Martial is Ten Hag is opening up conversation for Martial being sold because he is injury prone.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
played
yeah,
like
yeah,
what
yeah.
10 games all season. You
What-
can't really trust him.
What's the chat about Maguire not wanting to leave? He's like, yeah, I ain't
Nah,
going
yeah.
nowhere.
He's gotta go,
He
man.
loves
He's like, I ain't
United.
going
Offer them
nowhere.
10 million. Take 10 million.
And go.
Buyouts. Go somewhere. And Tottenham want him apparently. So go to Tottenham. You still play
They got
high
the new
level.
coach. Oh, it's a
The
little interesting to
Celtics
see.
coach,
Apparently, he really works his players.
Yeah,
Like he gets
the best out of
every-
them.
There's guys that you can work a miracle on. I
Yeah.
don't know
I don't
if
think
Maguire's
Tottenham-
on that list.
Oh!
We'll see.
No, okay, people. Let's be honest with ourselves, right? Remember Maguire Leicester and Maguire Hull City when he first came into the Premier League. he was actually.
I wasn't. Yeah, I'm like,
no. Okay, I remember Maguire from those days because I remember me saying from Hull City days, Maguire could play on a bigger team because I seen him hold down Zlatan.
Did he play with Robertson in Hull City?
He played with Robertson in Hull City. That Hull City team, their backline was actually decent, and he was playing well. And I thought to myself, Maguire can play for a bigger team. He went to Leicester. He showed it again with Johnny Evans by his side.
Yeah,
showed it again. But when you go to the top 4 teams, you get exposed very quickly, and then the scrutiny that will come with any single mistake.
Yeah, it was under the.
He can't.
I mean, you paid for him and you wanted him in United, so I know he'd done something to get eye.
there. Yeah.
But then now it matters to show up.
Now
and he didn't not show up.
Yeah.
He like did the opposite. he like went the other way, like the left
in the back,
like that way. You know what I mean? That's the problem I had. Yeah. I'm used to players choking, but
fellas, let's go and talk about some of the top performers of the season.
Start, because I know where you want to go.
No, it's not. What do you mean?
Don't say your star boy.
Listen,
let him for showing up.
Allow him to speak.
No.
No. Yeah.
Hold on.
Why does this man sound like his favorite player at the moment?
No, let's have a little democratic chat about like when we're throwing in names in the box.
Okay.
You know, let's throw names in the hat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, throw a name in the hat.
I mean, I have to.
Yeah,
he was a top performer.
Who?
How many? 15 goals, 11 assists this season. Star boy himself.
So,
Okay.
I got a question for you. So is Messi a top performer? He had 16 goals, 16 assists, and they won the league. Arsenal could even
Messi
win the
fans
league.
will tell you he deserves the
We don't
salary.
listen to Messi stan boys, man. We're talking about actual
They
analysis
actually are
of
convinced
football.
that he really
Yeah,
deserves something.
Yeah.
So
if Messi is not Starboy this season, why is Starboy in there?
he's
Please.
too old, bro. That's the name.
Oh no,
That's why he's
okay.
into
Go on.
Miami right now.
Fair.
They were naming
So
him.
Saka
In
is
the
yours.
Premier League,
No, I mean we're talking
Just
about
in
top performance.
general.
We're talking about Ballon d'Or.
Ballon d'Or
Ballon d'Or.
contenders.
I
Contender.
cannot not throw Haaland in there.
That's
I will stay fighting for him.
What merit?
In what merit? So he came in first season. He wins the youngest player of the year. He wins the wasn't
Yeah, he
it
won
the
younger player.
player of the year, and then he also wins the Golden Boot, didn't
Wins
it?
Golden
Over
Boot. Yeah.
Kane and all these other guys that are always consistent and good. For the first season, I think that's success.
Yeah.
And then the treble.
Yeah, that's
So unless we're trying to say the World Cup trumps everything in the world, like absolutely, then sure. But
this
a World Cup that
this-
also he scored the penalties, but like I want to bring the fact that like he was not the reason
pivotal.
why. Yeah,
I mean, he
Argentina.
contributed, but like
He was not the reason why Argentina
Thank you.
won, for sure.
I've been-
Like if you're saying that, you're delusional right now.
Bro, I'm so
Throw a
happy
name
it's
in
someone
there.
else that said that about Messi. For me, should I
Rashford.
throw? I'm not gonna say Rashford
Thank
because
you.
Rashford wasn't consistent enough
Thank
for
you.
us to say he's a Ballon d'Or
it's
contender.
like-
which I don't know why Saka is in this list. If I can be honest with myself and say Rashford is not in this list, why Saka?
What do you think? Let me throw another name in the Vinny,
Okay,
because Vinny's top 3 right now.
I can.
I'm
That's
with
just-
Vinny.
Y'all didn't win nothing though.
We did win. We won two cups.
There's
Copa
some-
del Rey
yeah.
and the Super Cup.
In that case, then Rashford should be in this list. Then
Come on.
he won the Carabao
no,
Cup and
let's-
finished third.
No.
I would say.
Throw a name in.
Let me. This is tough because I don't want to say Haaland.
You can
even though I
do
think
another
Haaland is
position as
Don't say
well.
Mbappe either, because that's obvious.
Mbappe, I don't even think should win the Ballon
I
d'Or.
don't think
He's in the
so.
list, but he'll be top 10
Yeah,
in the
I mean,
Ballon d'Or
he's still
list.
He needs to
good,
do
but
something in the
in the
Champions
Champions
He needs to
League.
do
Yeah.
something. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, but that World Cup though.
The World Cup did
Oh,
help him
hat-trick,
fight a
man.
little bit.
Yeah.
The World Cup helped him a little
Now
bit.
that's what you call
Yeah.
carrying.
Yeah, he worked.
He worked.
That's
his
what you
ass
call
off.
carrying. But anyway, topic for another
A
time.
different day.
We know he's gonna be there in the list.
You know, I'm gonna go off script and I might say Osimhen.
okay.
That's not
Alright.
a bad
That's
shout.
not a bad shot, yeah.
No.
That's not a bad shout.
He's had a beautiful season, you know, and he won the league. Napoli first time since Maradona days, you know. Actually, no, that's not true. They won the league after
No.
Maradona. They haven't
It's
won
been
the
a
league since
minute,
Maradona.
bro.
It's been a
Since
second.
then,
Wow.
bruv.
So yeah, you know, and he's pivotal to that. Without him, and sure, it's Diego Simeone's son, whatever his name is, helped out a little bit.
Cava was the
They needed
best
him.
player. in
Kvara
Italy.
was.
Kvara.
Yeah, I would say either Osimhen or Kvara can fit into there, and then Rashford would be my third shout.
Okay, so I have Saka. Okay, I have Vinny Saka.
Vinny Saka.
Yeah, like the order.
Saka first.
No,
do your thing. Do your thing, Madrid fan.
No. Who else was a top performer this season? Really? Like who has a shot? Like Messi, they're gonna there's people who vote. They're gonna push
They're
his
gonna
name
put
out
him in
there
there.
because of
I-
that
it's
It's a
story.
popularity contest.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I don't agree.
But I think
with that.
at the end of the day, Haaland has to win it.
I really think
agree with
that like there's no, it's not given the options. You know what I mean? Because if somebody maybe performed as much as he did and then maybe scored that goal in the Champions League,
Yeah.
I think people would be hotter about him.
Yeah.
But now the last 2 games, they found solutions for Haaland. But then it doesn't deter the rest of the season
he's
and what he has done and what the team that he's in has achieved
Is facts.
easily.
And I think to just add that 52 goals in the
Yeah.
season to it. There's
I
no
mean, come on.
argument. Like, sure, and this is the part I think most Messi fans are forgetting because they're so delusional, is that Messi Ronaldo days, because their stats and their performances and their carrying of their teams were so close, you needed that extra trophy. Who won this
Who
trophy
won
with
this
this
and
thing?
that,
Who
yeah.
won this competition?
Yeah.
Haaland has outplayed Messi and Mbappe this season
This is
completely. So the trophy thing of World Cup doesn't really matter.
But World Cup is big.
World Cup
It
is big.
weighs quite a bit.
But treble,
I don't think it's enough. I
It's
think
not enough
if
for treble.
This
there's-
is the treble.
Yeah, I mean, I think if the stats are close, then
Then
we're
you
going
can
to say
talk,
the World
yeah.
Cup.
That's
If
true.
you had that contribution in the World Cup, because I think, you know what I mean? Like, is
They'll cut
McAllister
your
now
hand off.
the
They will cut
I
your
know,
hand
man,
off,
but like
bro.
now, should we say
for me,
McAllister
bro, I
is one of the
don't
best
care.
players in the Premier League right now because he won a World Cup?
Nah.
You know what I mean? So it's gotta come with the close stats, and it's like, okay, who won what, when,
Exactly.
and did what?
and who impacted the team in those crucial moments, which I
Yeah.
think that's the only thing against Haaland,
Yep.
is that the big games he didn't really show up in those games.
Of which Messi fans can come with the smoke because some of them were asking, so with this Inter Miami, is
Yeah.
there like an AC Miami? Who do we need to And I'm like, shut up. it's the MLS, bro. And they're not going to, I don't think they're going to do much in the MLS with Messi in there. They're
But
really
it'll be-
bad right now.
They were 16,
They're
right?
terrible.
Really
But
bad.
bringing Messi in the MLS
gonna
is
It'll
big.
make-
It's a
Yeah.
big move.
It's big.
Marketing wise, amazing. The
Yeah.
tickets, Anna and I were looking at tickets before Messi's announcement.
Mm.
$29 for a cheap ticket to Inter Miami game. After $329, I think now it's up to
I feel
400
like we're
something.
gonna have to check it out. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, look, you gotta
They are
plan
right.
a trip
I mean,
out
yeah,
there.
I know. I
Because
know.
like
Yeah,
it's
but
Messi.
$300,
Maybe
I'm
if
not
you put
paying
in
300 for
Chicago,
Messi.
Yeah, if they play against Chicago, we
I
can
am
book a ticket.
not
Because
paying
I mean,
300
look at
for
this.
Messi.
Messi's coming, and then Suarez has already said
Nah,
he's
Suarez
thinking
can
about
chill.
it. Imagine Messi, Suarez, Busquets
Nah, bro.
in America.
I've seen some men. I've seen Salah. I've seen Griezmann. Suarez can chill, bro. I ain't gonna
Or
lie.
like, you know,
You
are you
want
talking
to
about
Griezmann.
Inter
Like,
Miami? Or you
Inter
talking
Miami,
About,
Inter
oh,
Miami.
you're talking about the team.
I'm
not
talking
like
about the
seeing
team,
him.
not
Oh,
seeing
I'm
Yeah,
talking
him.
about
no, no,
seeing,
no.
man.
Not
I'm like,
seeing-
come on.
I'm not talking about seeing,
Suarez is-
but also even. Are you kidding me? Arguably the third best
But, like,
player
I'm
in
not
this
gonna,
current
like,
generation.
break my bank to go see Suarez.
But you're
Suarez
already
is
going to
star
see
power.
Messi with
But
Suarez.
that means nothing. That like does have no weight at all.
I'm not paying $300 to see Messi though. He can miss me. He can retire. And he can go to.
What if he plays Messi, Inter Miami versus PSG, and Neymar's playing
Ooh, friendly.
See, now you're
But-
starting to be,
300?
yeah, you're starting to get techy with it.
But even before we get too excited about this Messi thing, there's a very high chance that this is just a ploy for Barca to get him back on loan without having to pay his wages.
I've heard about that, but then he's also come out to
That's
say
very
He's
conspiracy
not going
theory
back to.
type.
I know it's very conspiracy theory type, but it's
he's come out to
beyond
say
Barca
some things
at
though
this
about
point.
not wanting involvement with Barca. 'cause
I heard that he wants to be away from the spotlight finally again, but you come to America,
Yeah,
you're gonna be in the spotlight, my guy.
yeah.
yeah,
Well, I guess the expectation of we
The
need to
wages
win
also-
this, the wages.
everybody would have to cut down
On
and
there,
chop
yeah.
to make way
For
because
Barca.
you're not getting paid the same. Barca's
Oh, yeah.
broke, bro.
Barca's
we know
broke.
this. So
But that's the thing with the loan is you can make a nice little deal with Inter Miami. Hey, we can only pay 20% of the loan deal. Bring him back for at least next season, and then you can have the washed up Messi version.
I
for
don't
the
even
rest
know
of
why
this
they're like aching to get him. Like he's not gonna.
marketing.
Okay.
They're broke.
Really, his days are numbered, but we'll wait a minute.
Alright, fellas, let's wrap it up. That was the money kickoff, and that was the season. That was the first run. Let's hear what you gotta say, sir. Like glowed for one last time,
Bro. I
Finally.
said this, man. I've been praying, I've been talking, and now I'm glad that they saw me through. I was fighting in the streets, working, you know what I mean, convincing people about them and talking when I had no talking point, because whenever they said, "Hey, UCL, what do you have
What
to
can you
say?"
say?
I can't say nothing, bruv.
Yeah.
But now things are changed. You know, history is here.
Well, now congrats to you, City. Fine, welcome to the club.
Yeah, I mean, it feels
Welcome to
good.
big boys.
It feel good.
Because you've been watching from the outside.
And the big boys, it's not enough to just be a big boy. We want to take off some big boys from being big boys. But
we'll take a second.
I
Yeah.
was going to say welcome to the big boys too, but I realized our big boys era is a little.
Welcome to us,
Listen,
big boy.
It's really
Coming-
beautiful
yeah.
teams with history. I'll have to respect that because the reason why the fans stay the fans and they're talking,
Is that?
you got stuff done at some
Nice.
point in the. You know what I mean? You can't deter that.
You
That's one thing
cannot.
you can't fight with Man United about. If you talk in history, you're gonna lose.
Fact.
That's all I have to say.
Put some respect.
That's
a perfect
respect, yeah.
place to leave it.
Yep.
That was it from us. That's it. That was our first season. Keep looking out. There's got more content coming out. We just had a bit of partnership.
Yeah.
Big stuff is happening, as you can see in there.
Sir.
We moving.
We're moving. So yeah, be on the lookout and take care. We out.